E.N.D here, day 2 for the spoilers of Streets of New Capenna. Leave me a comment below, which family would you join? I think I would be joining Brokers. Let's start. And I want to start with all the different R version of Gala Greeters. Gala Greeters will be a box topper, and each Streets of New Capenna booster box being draft, set, or collector booster box will have a box topper, and it will be Gala Greeters. But each region of the world will have a different artwork. Next are some promos, one for each color. Rumor Getter for 1 and 2 white, it's a 2-1 with alliance. Whenever another creature enters the battlefield under your control, scry 1. If this is the second time this ability has resolved this turn, draw a card instead. An offer you can't refuse, one of my prediction. For 1 blue, counter target non-creature spell, its controller create 2 treasure tokens. Incriminate for 1 and 1 black, choose 2 target creatures controlled by the same player, that player sacrifices one of them. Light them up for 1 and 1 red, Casualty 2. If you don't know how to play Casualty, I did a tutorial video explaining this particular mechanic, how it works. Curious Briefcase for 1 and 1 green, it's an artifact treasure. Enters the battlefield, create a 1-1 green and white citizen creature token. Tap, sacrifice it, add 1 mana of any color. For the 5 colors, tap, sacrifices, draw 3 cards. Strangle, for 1 red, it's a sorcery. It deals 2 damage to target creature or planeswalker. It's a pity that it's not an instant. Dig up the body for 2 and 1 black, it's an instant. Casualty 1, mill 2 cards, then you may return a creature card from your graveyard to your hand. Maestros Initiate for 2 and 1 black, it's a 3-1, 4 and 1 hybrid mana between blue and red. Exile it from your graveyard, draw 2 cards, then discard a card. Maestros Theater, it's a land, enters the battlefield, sacrifice it. When you do, search your library for a basic island, swamp or mountain card. Put it on the battlefield tapped, then shuffle and you gain 1 life. I think there will be a cycle of these type of lands. Illicit Disposal for 3 and 2 black, it's a sorcery. Casualty 3. Search your library for a card, put that card into your hand, then shuffle. Nimble Larcenist for 1 white, 1 blue and 1 black, it's a 2-1 with flying. Enters the battlefield, target opponent reveals their hand. You choose an artifact, an instant or sorcery card from it and exile that card. The rare cards, Cut of the Prophets for X and 2 black, it's a sorcery. Casualty 3. You draw X cards and you lose X life. Therefore, if X equals 2, and you sacrifice a creature with power 3 or greater, you will draw 2 cards and lose 2 life, and then you will repeat because you copied the spell, you draw another 2 cards and then you lose another 2 life. Getaway card for 3, it's a 4-3 artifact vehicle. Haste. Whenever it attacks or blocks, return up to 1 target creature that crewed it this turn to its owner's hand. Crew for 1. Mysterious Limousine for 3 and 2 white, it's a 4-4, also an artifact vehicle. Enters the battlefield or attacks, exile up to 1 other target creature until it leaves the battlefield. If a creature is put into exile this way, return each other card exiled with Mysterious Limousine to the battlefield under its owner's control. Crew for 2. Therefore, you can keep only 1 exiled creature with Mysterious Limousine. Maestros Diabolis for 1 blue, 1 black and 1 red, it's a 1-4 with Death Touch and Haste. Whenever it attacks, if you don't control a devil token, create a tapped and attacking 1-1 red devil creature token with. When this creature dies, it deals 1 damage to any target. Maestros Ascendancy for 1 blue, 1 black and 1 red, it's an enchantment. Once during each of your turns, you may cast an instant or sorcery spell from your graveyard by sacrificing a creature in addition to paying its other cost. If a spell cast this way would be put into your graveyard, exile it instead. Ascendancies. Each family will have its own ascendancy, and I think all of them will be quite powerful in those colors. Professional Facebreaker for 2 and 1 red, it's a 2-3 human warrior with menace. Whenever 1 or more creatures you control deals combat damage to a player, create a treasure token, sacrifice a treasure, exile the top card of your library, you may play that card this turn. Evelyn the Covetous for 2, 1 hybrid mana between blue and black, 1 black and 1 hybrid mana between black and red, it's a 2-5, it is a vampire rogue with flesh. Whenever it or another vampire enters the battlefield under your control, exile the top card of each player's library with a collection counter on it. Once each turn, you may play a card from exile with a collection counter on it. If it was exiled by an ability you control, you may spend mana as though it were any color to cast it. There's the regular version and there is the showcase version of Evelyn the Covetous. Mythic cards, Vivian on the Hunt. This is the third Planeswalker, and I believe there will be a fourth Planeswalker, 4 and 2 green. Enters the battlefield with 4 loyalty counters, +2, you may sacrifice a creature. If you do, search your library for a creature card with mana value equal to 1 plus that sacrifice creature's mana value. Put it on the battlefield, then shuffle. +1, mill 5 cards, then put any number of creature cards milled this way into your hand. -1, create a 4/4 green Rhino Warrior creature token. Arcane Bombardment, 4 and 2 red, it's an enchantment. Whenever you cast your first instant or sorcery spell each turn, exile an instant or sorcery card at random from your graveyard. Then copy each card exiled with Arcane Bombardment. You may cast any number of the copies without paying their mana cost. It's not a bad enchantment, unfortunately it's a 6-drop, but you can copy any instance or sorcery without paying its mana cost. At the end, it can be quite useful. That was the last card in this particular day 2 of the spoilers of Streets of New Capenna. Join me tomorrow for another full day of spoilers, and don't forget to subscribe to my channel for more and more interesting videos about Magic the Gathering and the collectible world.